Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Myst III Exile. Let's continue. So we activated one generator which opened the door which got us into the central generating room. And so I think we're going to have to get some hydroelectric power going. So I don't think there's anything in these books that are going to particularly be hints for any of the remaining puzzles. Not at least direct hints. Like, not unless I find some more sheets of the Book Thieves article. And I imagine these blank pages, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I bet all of these are blank pages so you can draw the symbols that we're going to get to unlock the final world. So this what this really just boils down to is a case of I'm going to have to just solve these from other information I can ascertain. But let's start here again. And we read 2 passages last recording, so I want to read back another passage. So 93.6.5, it has taken some time, but I have found my anchor. It came to me as I was considering what I know about the survivors of Denis. We have seen so much tragedy in our lives, from the destruction of the city, which is also apparently called Denis, to the suffering and loss of our loved ones due to the plague and deprivation. Interesting. So is that plague and famine, or is that because somebody else was depraved? Yet even in the midst of these adventures, my kinsman and I have found strength to keep going. We have tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. It is a characteristic I have seen in several of my ages whenever I focus my writing on the inherent energy sources in the world. Long ago, grandmother, and I'm not sure the grandmother character is ever shown or really talked about, taught me that no possibility for life in an age exists without the presence of energy. By tapping into its latent energy sources, an age moves out of stasis. It grows, transforms, and develops. Energy is the underlying fuel that powers the activity. It's kind of a shame that they didn't add some jargon here and say life energy or something like that, instead of just calling it energy. To put it simply, energy powers future motion. And this is kind of bolded. Energy powers future motion. Yet, as grandmother also liked to remind me, energy is in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? What type will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow I'll link back to Myst, and from there revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds I would discover new ideas. Okay, so he went back to Myst at some point. It really has nothing to do with this puzzle, though. This puzzle, I think, well, I might not actually be able to do anything. Okay, we're just pushing buttons, which actually makes this a lot easier. So we have wires at the top that I guess we're going to line up first. So this is a pretty simplistic and standard puzzle because you only have one place where this will line up with these two. And since those are permanent, that's all we needed to deal with. And so now we just need to line up with these three, and let's see how many different combinations that could be. Seems like any and every one works. Unless these darker parts are burnt out circuits. If they are, then we might have to work around that. But I imagine these darker parts aren't burned out. So then that really just leaves us with this. And there's only a couple of ways this is going to fit, in which it lines up these. One assumes you're trying to line things up and not simply partially connect things. Now the weirdness here is you have a 3 symbol that almost looks like it could be copied. And so I wonder if that's what I'm supposed to do. Because I've got the bottom and the middle fine right now, it seems like. And did we have any other options here? I think there kind of is only one way this would work. There might be a button somewhere else I have to press. Yeah. Well, it seems like there's maybe 2 different ways this goes. But I don't know how we would get straight lines without anything connecting. And I don't know what else we're going for here. So that kind of seems realistic. I think we're gonna have to do some more research though. Let's look around and let's click this once. And then let's go back, because that's a different symbol. Maybe all of these are connected. Yes, they are. Okay. So I can't just solve the puzzle for one. I have to solve it for all. So let's look at the bottom and top, because clearly there's probably something wrong with those. This is a 3 again, but the bottom and top are still matched, so it kind of does feel like I may have lucked out here and solved those. Oh, this is that counting system from Riven. Oh man, I don't remember the number system from Riven. If you were gonna make me do this, you really should have just explained it to me in a book. Yeah, heck, if every sequel to Myst came with an explanation of wow. Alright, that's one. If every sequel to Myst came with the explanation of what happened, oh, that was all of them. I was one click away. And it's just, they're locked now. Okay, cool. So I guess I just turned on the generator. I don't think that there's another way out of here. I think it's just come in here and activate the generator and then walk back out. Okay. This is a long hallway for that. Probably not necessary to have to walk that far. Wish I could zoom in and look through this window, but apparently that doesn't matter. Okay. I'm standing on the spinning dial again, and that's spinning me. It feels like there's a lot more movement and like repeated movement going on here in than Riven had. So yeah, it feels like some major improvements were made. I don't particularly see a reason though to stop, to turn this part or stop it. It seems like there would have been some other controls here that have been broken. Salvaged, I imagine, for nefarious use by our book thief. So let's go back. Will this door now open? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Before we leave, let's run back this way and take a look at this. Oh, this is just a straight up screen. Okay. So only one part of the island is not powered, apparently. My generator skills unlocked everything else. So we are cool to start trying to reach other parts of the island. It's a lot of walking around, even more than Riven or any of the other games. Like, you would take 3 transition steps in Riven and there would be something somewhere near you, even if you didn't realize or recognize that something was important. You'd hear a sound, you'd see a symbol, it would make sense, it would be a fork in a road, something. Here, it's just like transition for really no reason other than to establish that the world is big. Which, once you start getting into free roaming thing, this is a very dangerous elevator because the handle spins. So you grab it, it would immediately start spinning and break your wrist, or catch your clothing, pull you down. Let's see. This is like a Half-Life symbol before Half-Life existed. Which, yeah, talk about another groundbreaking game with puzzle mechanics of sorts that we could definitely do for a reboot. That's really what I would think Valve should do. Is it's like, hey, we're never gonna make Half-Life 3, but we'll reboot Half-Life 1, remake that. Alright, what is this gonna do? It opens an eyeball. And then it closes it again. So, my guess is this is some kind of gate for a flying ship, or a flying on rail ship. I could totally see where you could, if you threw in the concept of co-op or an assistance person of some sort, single player, where you tell somebody to stand there and pull a trigger when you tell them to happen, you could add quite a few new concepts as far as puzzles to a Myst-like game. Yeah, so I think this ship is supposed to fly through there. There is, I forget the name of it, but there's a Japanese VR game that's kind of a horror game where you wake up handcuffed to a wheelchair, and so you can go from room to room in this escape the creepy mansion game, but you have to tell an AI character what to do as far as interacting with people and objects. I'm not sure if there actually are people, but objects. And there's another way to climb up. I'm still not hearing anything from that, so I'm gonna climb up higher. Let's come over here. And what do we have? A tunnel and some more notes. And this note is, I think, in between notes that we haven't read yet. So we'll have to come back and read it later. The cabin wall is almost ready. For weeks I have been polishing it, rubbing away at the cracks to obtain a smooth surface. I haven't been able to sleep much these last weeks. I was afraid that I might never wake up, but if I can make him see all that happened, if I can show him the pain his family caused, it'll be worth it. And so here we have something plus something, and then a something plus something else. Tomorrow I will begin mixing the paints. Then something plus something plus something equals something else. So these notes almost certainly have more to do with being a hint than they do with actually telling a story. You're at conflicting positions here because you generally like to sit down and read the entirety of the book in order. Very few people want to do a choose your own adventure style of gameplay where you can only read parts of the book at a time. I can't walk any further this way, but I can walk this way. But to see the hints and to play this game on your first playthrough, you kind of need to read the notes. So then the game kind of encourages you to do something that you probably wouldn't enjoy very much, which is to play this game twice in a row. And that's not really reasonable. Nothing's going to change. Now, in the fourth game, they try to introduce a system where you can get 1 of 3 different endings. I don't think too much changes. But in all honesty, almost everybody is going to get the one specific ending that almost everybody gets, because it's based on what types of things you click on or things you choose not to click on. So unless you know that at the beginning and are trying to get a specific ending, it's just not gonna happen. You're going to click on everything like you would in a game like this. And right, so hopefully we're not trapped in here. Of course we wouldn't be trapped in here. And halfway this way. and towards the darkness. We can't go any further. So, a game where you got a flashlight to unlock some new areas would be intriguing also. That's where you could have kind of a Metroidvania style of gameplay, and I guess that's what Metroidvania really is a lot of times. Is it is this so this door is now unlocked. Yeah, it often is doors that you need special abilities to unlock, but a lot of times Metroidvanias don't go for a puzzle-like world, so there's a slight difference there. Let's see what this does. So. That moved something. Apparently this has been designed so that we can't put it in specific spots. That moved that something back. And it seems like there's only a couple. So it's like a forward drive, a direction it can't go, but it clearly should be able to go, and a backward drive. And while there is a position here, a position here, they don't seem like they really do anything. So there's only two different things. Okay. Let's go down first and see what more there is to see. There's nothing back here. Got another powered door. Everything is powered. Everything about the Voltaic Age is about power and energy. Electricity in particular. Why can I not walk over here? This seems strange. Alright, well, let's go back up and switch it in its position. Ah, that's where we came down from. Let's now climb back down, open this door, see what this looks like. Nothing, just slightly different. Okay. And apparently this is the painting he painted, which it kind of makes me think that we're going to end up let's see. Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like we're gonna end up being stuck in this room. It doesn't look like this elevator moves to the other side though. If it does, it retracts a bridge. So let's see what happens when we do that. Okay. So I can now see this, but I still can't really zoom in on it. Alright. So I think I'm supposed to go up higher. Actually, it won't go higher, so let's see what happens when we go down. We will go higher, and the lava turns on. Interesting. And now it's all fire. So it's like a lava generator. So I'm assuming what the case here was that this will not let me go into the lava. I'm fairly certain of that. So yeah, no zoom in. Alright. There's no way to climb up. There it goes. That lowered the lava back down, but we can still hear the generator doing its thing. And still not really anything. You're not gonna walk on the hot lava rock, except for you can and are walking here. It really needed a secondary platform to open up. Alright. So because the mechanism is on the other side now, even though this one can't move over, I should be able to do something like this, and it will just raise it up and increase it, and that I think is the lava flowing as much as we need it. Like, I don't think that there's anything more that needs to be done. And if I was down here, I don't think that this is gonna open for me. Yep. So my hope now is that we can go up here, lead all the way back here, and now we've got noise that I don't think we had before that tells me that this generator is probably running now. We might be pretty close to being done. It feels like we've spent maybe an hour and a half in this world, and yeah, I was not expecting to spend too much time. Although I'm a little surprised. You can see the steam is going now. I'm a little surprised that this is moving as fast as it is. Sure, I played this game, but I played this game probably 10 years ago. It's not really like it's a recent time. So that might be a relief valve that we have to deal with. And I think we're still cool now to try and see what we're doing here. uncertain which color we're going for, though. The game hasn't really told me that, so somewhere in the blue, perhaps, is what we're going to go for. And we'll have to do that next time because it's been another 30 minutes. So yeah, 7 30-minute episodes tells me we are 3.5 hours into this game. The expectation was this was going to be a 10-hour game for an average player, probably a little bit longer for me. Yeah, and yeah, it seems about right on track. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.